Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Hope that you're all doing well. The trailer for Jedi Survivor dropped this past Thursday, December 8th, during the Video Game Awards 2022. As of the recording of this video, there's a lot I want to talk about, so let's get into it. It was a trippy virtual display of the Bacta tank that was on stage before the trailer started. But the trailer starts off with Cal facing the Bacta tank with this new character as they monologue through some shots like this one. This mysterious character seems to have a wicked past that can be linked to either Jedi or Dark Force users. In between the more cinematic shots from various cutscenes, we catch glimpses of some of Cal's new moves in the game, as well as some new enemy types such as this repurposed Magna Guard, which we last saw during the events of Episode 3, which chronologically was more than a decade ago. A new recurring antagonist is this masked character who is wielding a lightsaber eerily reminiscent to Cal's lightsaber as it has the same emitter piece. This brought up an interesting theory of mine that I'll bring up later in the video on who this could be. But back to this image, this character's outfit has a few pipes running through and into the mask, meaning that this character either has a life support system or is hiding their identity on purpose, and the helmet is meant to change their voice until Cal discovers who this is by the game's conclusion. We see that driving the Mantis is now up to Cal and BD1. I'm sure everyone is wondering where Grease is, and much like all of you, I hope that he is okay and still around and doing well. Here we see the Mantis crash, which is probably just before the cutscene we saw during the first teaser trailer. Here we get a beautiful wide shot of a new or previous world we'll be exploring with BD1 this time around. The reason why this planet could be an old return is because we see the return of Seer Junda, who is hanging out with the Zepho from the first game. We get to see how different both her and Cal's design has evolved since the last game. We also see that in whatever kind of bunker she's staying in, has what seems to be a bookcase of holobooks. Maybe they've been gathering as much of the old text as they could find, or Seer has been working with the Zepho to create new holobooks based on the knowledge they have possibly shared with her. We cut to another shot of a new move where Cal picks up a trooper and fires on the other stormtroopers with the mini machine gun before taking him out. It's a pretty cool move. Then we see that Cal will be interacting with some alien animals, which is cool both lore-wise and gameplay, for it is known that there is a Jedi ability that deals with wildlife, and in terms of gameplay, we can ride on this two-legged bird creature and chop up some enemies like this repurposed battle droid. More on the droids later. Not only that, but we can also ride with this flying creature too, which makes for a great transversal both on land and in the sky. Much like the bounty hunter duo from the first game, here we're introduced to a new bounty hunter duo, who have some pretty good armor sets and weapons too. As demonstrated in the gameplay portion of this scene, Cal can still use his secondary lightsaber the same way as you could in the first game. We cut to a scene in a forest planet where a brown Wampa variant, which looks quite impressive, comes in to deal some real damage on Cal. After that, the Empire takes on Cal with some Dark Troopers, which will be a cool addition to combat in this game, especially since we can see that this one is wielding a Magna Guard staff. We are then introduced to a new human character who appears to be a gunslinging ally to Cal, who seems to act as a party member possibly during this mission whenever this scene takes place in. It's pretty cool that this character can also join in on duo finishing moves against enemies. Along with new animal allies comes new animal enemies, such as this colorful Triceratops-looking creature. Here's a close-up look at Cal, giving us a better look at his updated design. I've got to say, I'm really digging it. He still looks pretty cool. Cal demonstrates a new AoE move with the double-bladed lightsaber, where you can spin the lightsaber around you, dealing damage to all the enemies in range. And yet again, more repurposed droids, bringing up the question, who still has a bunch of droids hanging around? And who's using them and why? Not that I'm complaining, because I love battle droids, but it's a curious thought for this game's story. It is then revealed that the duo bounty hunters are working for our mysterious Bacta tank character, who's rocking some interesting drip, and who is holding either a comlink or some other device. Whatever it is, the dialogue implies that this device will have great significance to the plot. Some more gameplay clips demonstrated some interesting transversal features, with the most surprising but welcomed addition being a grapple hook, making clearing long distances easier and gives off some Batman vibes. Before the trailer closes, we catch a shot of Cal with a crossguard lightsaber. I'll get back to this in a little bit. And finally, we catch Cal facing off against more droids, but this time it's repurposed commando droids with new bodies perhaps. Getting back to this character, the theory I was getting at earlier was that I believe, what with all the cloning technology that's been sprinkled all throughout the recent Star Wars content, that this masked character could be a clone of Cal. What with a similar body type, somewhat similar color scheme, and oddly similar lightsaber. I could be very wrong, because I'll admit, hearing myself say that does seem like quite the stretch, and now an unlikely outcome. Regardless, isn't it interesting how much of a coincidence their lightsabers are looking similar to each other? Another interesting detail that I noticed is that this masked character is using a yellow or orange crystal, meaning it could be a very much older kyber crystal. We can also see that at the base of the emitter are two little metal flaps, that when we see Cal holding the crossguard lightsaber with a blue crystal in later in the trailer, that can only mean that Cal will take this masked character's lightsaber after defeating them. Does that mean that Cal will lose his current lightsaber, or does he simply take the pieces and add it to his own lightsaber? Since we know that Cal is tech savvy when it comes to repairing lightsaber hilts. It'll be cool to see how the crossguard will add to the combat, since we see Cal using it in combat with the commando droids. I know that was a lot, but what do you think? What's some theories that you're bringing up? March is a big month for personal reasons, but now we've got Jedi Survivor to look forward to. Write down your thoughts and comments down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video and continue to have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye for now. Bro, look at this lightsaber, it's looking pretty shit.